What is up, guys? Julian's Way here, and in this video I want to talk about this guy right here. I think he's from Iran or Egypt. Doesn't really matter, alright? He's a Middle Eastern guy. And this guy here, I didn't really find out about this guy really as much as last year, so maybe I was under a rock or something. So I'm still getting familiar with all the bodybuilders, or the most popular ones, and they're not all that popular. You know, they're still have to make their name and build a repetition and do shows and place higher. So this here was the NY Pro, where I think he placed in front of Max Char's fourth place, where people weren't really pleased. But I think he had a little bit more balanced physique. He had like more legs to match his upper body, his shoulders, and so on. But I'm not going to get into that. What I really want to talk about is this guy here, what he really looks like now. He's been training at the Dragon Slayer. I do not know if Flex Lewis is exactly coaching him and giving him workouts, or he's just doing his thing there. Maybe he's under him, kind of like a little bit of how Big Ramy was not directly under Dennis James, like his coach, but he was making sure and helping Big Ramy as a friend and looking over him, because, you know, they built that relationship over the years, and he was there and making sure Big Ramy did his cardio, getting his meals, and he had him posing it down until like he probably felt that Big Ramy couldn't go anymore and that sort of stuff. So I do not know if it's the same thing here with Mostafa and Flex Lewis, but this guy here has great potential in the 212. He doesn't have that taper thing going on like Keon and Derek with the waistline structure, but he's just thick and rounded. All right, he kind of reminds me a little bit, not entirely, but this guy, what's his name, man? I'm losing. William Bonac. You know, he's kind of like not that amount of muscle as yet, maybe, but he can get there, man. He can be 212 Mr. Olympia if these guys steps up with conditioning or certain. He has stupendous legs. He has big legs. Then I do not know who has bigger legs than him, except, well, Hadi Choopan doesn't count, all right? He's not into 212. He's in the open. He's counted as one of the top guys, elite guys, and overall right now in the top 5 in the world rank. So what I really want to get into, though, is that the New York Pro is all the hype about Blessings and Nick, and I think it's overrated, because it's basically people are looking forward for one of the two rookies, I would say, to come up and beat guys that have been doing bodybuilding and battling longer and doing their thing, like this guy right here and Justin. All right, so those are guys to look out for in the NY Pro, and I think the battle might be more down to those more experienced guys and guys who've been doing it for a longer time. Now I know the stage is always a different battle and people look different, they spill over, they come in dry, they do not come in with enough size, and a lot of things can go right and wrong on that day, and this is how he's looking in the gym. And most of the time people look better in the gym because they probably had a refeed day, they did a shoulder workout and so on. But nevertheless, you've got to give him credit, man. He's improved, he's got some more roundness, some more size, and he's definitely, I think this is the best he's ever looked. I've looked at some videos with him in the past, and I recently, well, I started following him a little while ago, and every time I see him on his Instagram, he just keeps looking bigger and better. And look at this guy's muscle bellies. If he keeps growing, he's gonna be kind of like a William Bonac, where he doesn't look like he can gain more. He can just like get better, like more lines and more detail, you know, and more flow and whatever. But this guy is definitely, I think he can win definitely. I think I'm betting that he's going to be top 2 at least. So I think he has a better structure than Nick, and we all know Blessings has been pointing out for his hamstrings and his legs, and I'm probably going to do a separate video on Nick and Blessings, because, you know, I think it's overrated. The hype is too much, you know, but it's good to have some kind of excitement in the sport, and that's what it's about sometimes, the excitement in the sport, knowing that these two guys are going to go against each other, and it's all a hype, you know. It's like bringing back when, like, it was like Phil and Brandon, even though Brandon only had like 1 to 7 if we were going to compare the Olympia wins and stuff, and I'm not going to get into that. So let us see exactly on his Instagram more pictures here. But he's training. Look at the vascularity on his triceps, man. He has, when you have vein popping on your triceps, like if it's like your forearms or something, you know that he's lean, man, and he's pushing himself. But you can see him pushing himself in that condition, and there it's not easy. So let's see what he looks like on his Instagram. So here we go. I haven't really come down here whenever I see a pic with him, or he might be reposting, you know. So here we have him here. It's an IG. It looks like a long video, but I know Flex is pushing him. And well, this is taken, I guess, on the same day with the video there. And this guy looks just amazing. Look at the shoulder. Look at the cap. Look at the shoulder cap. And like you can see his rear delts from the front and his biceps peak. If he can get a little bit more triceps, which I think he's fine here, he would look really extremely cartoonish, man, which kind of reminds me a little bit of Phil back in the day, when Phil with that small giants, he was just packing on those arms and those shoulders, and he was all looking like 3D cartoonish. This is a little bit not reminiscent of Phil Heath, but it's a kind of a reminiscent of a cartoon character. So definitely wish him the best, and I hope he plays as well and he brings his best package. I hope everybody brings their best package, so that you do not want to hear, I didn't carb up well, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, we miss our peak, we miss our mark. It's really sad to hear those things. You know, you want to hear everybody bring their best A game, and the best man win, basically. So that's it. I'm not gonna go on longer with the video. So that's it, guys. If you made it this far and you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Also remember to please like, share, and subscribe. And if you're a bodybuilding fan or looking forward to the New York Pro that's coming up in the other shows, do not sleep on this guy. He is a force to reckon with. Peace and take care. Stay safe.